Hola, hello. It's me again. Um, I know I look like white out today. I don't know what's up with this light, so just whatever, ignore all of that. I want to talk about, current events. And so where I live in my state, we have gone back to phase one, which means, you know, back to phase one. We're going back, we're not going forward. And so there will be no Thanksgiving as we have all known Thanksgiving to be. Friends and family, lots of food, and thankful hearts, right? Mm-mm. So now, if you are caught in your own house with more than whoever lives in your house, you will get fined starting at $500, which is crazy. All right. So, Thanksgiving is the time of year where everybody has a thankful heart. Everyone has a thankful heart. That's the one time of year where the most majority of people have a thankful heart. So they would, as if they haven't stolen enough from the people in 2020, now they're stealing that one time of the year where the majority of population have a thankful heart, and they want to exchange that thankful heart with a complaining spirit, a angry spirit, and a fearful or even a depressed spirit. So, my message to you is don't let the thief steal from you, and always find a blessing in all things, because there is always a blessing in all things. You just got to look for it. And sometimes you got to look a little harder. But at the end of the day, if you still cannot find a blessing, just be thankful for the blessings of life, because that's a blessing and that's a gift from God life. There's many that did not wake up today, you know, and they die driving home from work, driving home from wherever in a car accident. So just, always find your blessing. Okay, so I want to talk about now Dr. Fauci. Where's my phone? So they're getting more bold in their speeches and how they speak. All right. So Fauci said, and everybody could look this up, okay, that the Americans have an independent spirit, but now it's time to do what you're told. That's very bold talk, right? So basically, he's telling you you have an independent spirit. Well, now it's time to just shut up and sit down. They don't like that. They want that independent spirit gone. They want that free spirit gone. They want to put you locked down again. So just know that their speeches are getting more bolder, and don't shut up. Don't sit down. Now is the time to proclaim, you know, the good news. Now is the time to do what you got to do as a child of the Most High, and open your mouth, don't close it. There's a lot of people who are blind, and they're claiming my freedoms are still intact. I didn't lose any freedom, no freedoms, but they're blind. All right. A lot of times it's not even worth, trying to explain to them, or because things come out into an argument, because they don't realize that you got to be told when you could go back to work, or if you can go back to work, when your children could go back to school, or if they can go back to school. And now we're back in phase one. I don't know about your state. I don't know how it's going, but I know that it trickles down to all the 50 in America, and that's how it starts. So now it's the thankful Thanksgiving Day. Now you're just going to be in your house with whoever lives in your house. And if you happen to live alone, like I said, find a thanks. Find a reason to be thankful in all things. All right. And at this time, of the year, and I recommend this at all times of the year. And this is another reason why God says, not for us to be unequally yoked. When accepting gifts, you know, be very cautious if you're going to accept gifts from unequally yoked people, um, because that can bring curses into your home, into your life, and just disrupt your peace, your God-given peace and blessings. I had to learn that the hard way, gift accepting. And so now I'm very careful of who I accept gifts from. Not to say that, but I look like whiteout. Like I blend into the freaking wall. All right, whatever. So be aware of who you accept gifts from, which is love giving gifts, especially junky little thing gifts like knickknacks or even little mirror gifts like a compact mirror. They could even come in the format of food, candy, flowers, what have you, and anything. Just be careful when you accept unequally yoked gifts, because not everybody has a pure heart when given gifts. All right. And like I said, I had to learn that the hard way. And that's why I'm very careful about who I accept gifts from. And which brings me to another point. In October, we had two full moons. The first one, the full moon lasted 3 days full. And the second one was full on Halloween. All right. So a week before the first full moon in October began, God let me know that I was going to be betrayed. Okay, so that was done. And I was just trying to, like, who was going to betray me? Like, I'm trying to think, but whatever, I'll let it see which way it goes and how it goes or whatever. So then the day that the first full moon was to begin, I was on the phone, an important phone call, and the doorbell rung. And so my children know better than to open the door for anybody. So I went to the door. I'm still on the phone because, like I said, that was an important phone call. And some woman, an older woman, who I have been very kind to, um, unequally yoked, but I was very kind to her when we lost power. I was cooking outside and I shared my food with them. And, as a child of the Most High does, we help. That's what we're to do. So, and everything, I have been good to this woman and her family. There was nothing that I had not done good for these people. And so anyway, like I was saying, on the first day that the first full moon was to begin, the one that lasted 3 days long, she came to me, rung the doorbell, I was on the phone, and she came with a bouquet of flowers that she made around her house. Now I'm on the phone, so I'm not trying to hang up this phone call because it was an important call. So what I did was I just took the flowers and went around the house. I didn't even say goodbye to her. I just took them like kind of rudely, actually, because I was frustrated that she even tried to do that, because right instantly when I saw the flowers, I knew where the curse came from. You had to see her face too. Her face looked crazy. Her eyes, everything you can tell with the eyes. The lips, they say so many things, but the eyes always, always tell the truth. Even those really good liars, you can always tell the truth through their eyes. So anyway, I took the flowers and I went around the house and I threw them on the ground, and I broke all curses attached to them and broke all curses that may have transferred over through touching those flowers. And then I knocked on the back door and my daughter opened it. Then I went to, okay, now what am I going to use to burn these flowers? Right? I don't even know what happened to her. I was just rude. I was upset that she even gave me those flowers. So anyway, she had left. And so I said, well, let me go into Walmart.com and see if I could find something that I could burn these flowers in. So as soon as I went to Walmart.com, God said, you have that, I have a pot that I used to make homemade soap with. It was way too big, but I didn't want to throw it away. So God said, use that. So I was like, good. So I put my phone away. I went and I got the pot. I went to the backyard and I burned all the flowers and everything. And let me tell you something. I know what fresh flowers smell like. So do you. These flowers had an artificial perfumey scent attached to them. Whatever. So that was that. That was the betrayal that God was telling me about. And then, um, before on the third day of the same set of the 3-day full moon, she came this time with 4 flowers and a vase. Why? Because the first time, see, I was already up to, I already knew what she was up to because God already showed me that the betrayal was coming. And by the flowers that she gave me, I already knew she was the Judas. And so when she came the second time, which was for the third day of the full moon, which the whole 3 days she was wearing green. The whole 3 days. Like green, green, green that didn't even match. But she was always in green, like a green pocketbook that looked like a hunter green with this lime green dress and this regular green mask around her neck to go shopping. Like she was wearing green like the whole 3 days. So on the last of the third day, she came with a vase with 4 flowers. 4 is an evil number, by the way. You need to learn your numbers. Like 5 is the number of grace, but also Satan has used 5 as the number that they're not going to die. You know, you can't just read the Bible and say, well, nowhere in the Bible does it say this, because the Bible does say, do not be ignorant to Satan's devices. So you need to learn, you know, evil also, like what are the tricks that the evil Satanists and witchcraft people do, so that you are not ignorant. Don't learn these things to do those things, but to be smarter, because knowledge is power, and the more you know, the bigger chance you have on not falling victim. So anyway, she came with the vase with 4 flowers, and that was so that the vase itself was to be used as a point of contact. So if I were to bring that vase with the 4 cursed flower, the whole thing was cursed, into my house, now they had a point of contact. And first of all, the whole thing would be cursed. So I would be that would be an open door to the spirit world, that the kind of spirit world I am not welcoming. That's the kingdom of darkness. And then that's where things will be stolen, and I'm not into that. So I was not on the phone this time. I opened the door. I know it sounds like I'm rambling, but I'm just trying to get this story out. So I opened the door, and she said, just because. And she tried to give me those disgusting cursed items and flowers. And I looked at her and I said, oh no, I cannot accept that. That would not be good for me. So she took it in a format like, if it was because of allergies or whatever. I'm not allergic to flowers being put in my house. I don't want curses. So she tried to trick me with words, because that's also what they do. So you got to be very careful when you talk to people, because they could trick you with words. So she said, well, it just accept it, like if you would have accepted these flowers. She said it like that. She said, just say, yeah, it's as if I accepted them, and I'll be fine with that. I looked at her and I'm like, you have a nice day. She didn't like that too much. So she turned around to leave. I closed the door and I started thanking God. And my daughter started laughing because I already had told her what was up and how it works. And so I went to the bathroom and I looked out the window while she was walking away. And she was looking back to the house and she was murmuring curses like I knew it. And her hands were just wailing about and she was just whatever. So what I was doing was laughing, and then I was just condemning all the curses that she was speaking against me for not accepting her cursed items at all. So now she knows better. But I said all of that to say, be careful. And that's why we're not supposed to be unequally yoked, and be careful who you get gifts from. Be careful. We live in a very cold, hard world, and it's getting colder by the day, by the second, and it's getting more dangerous. And that's what I wanted to say. So those are the things I wanted to say. This was a quick video. keep an eye on what's going on with Dr. Fauci and what have you, because they're getting bolder, and whatever happens, don't shut up. Don't accept their reality, their lies, their witchcraft, because that's what it is. It's all witchcraft. Witchcraft through words, through witchcraft through commands and all of that. Stay free and fight for what's yours. And that's what I had to say today. You have a blessed night. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.